Okay, season 1, episode 10 of Carnivale, Hot and Bothered. Okay, this is a very interesting episode. It had a lot of meat on its bones. There was a lot going on. They're in a border town near the Mexican border, the Mexico border. Ben is still struggling from his lack of sleep. Jonesy and I think it's Rita Sue. See, all their names get all jumbled up in my head. They go on with their affair, and Libby catches them, which is crazy. But she pretends like nothing's happening. Well, she actually watches them for a few seconds, which is weird. But Libby is Rita's daughter, and Samson gets kicked out of a bar because he's upset that his wife is being rigid. That's what he said. She was being rigid. And he's complaining to Jonesy, who is sleeping with his wife. And then at the same time, he gets kicked out of a bar. And then he ends up in the room of Catalina. And he sleeps with her and recruits her for the Cooch show. So now she's a part of that. That should be interesting. And then BJ is back with his sister, and he asks her about the missing pieces of his childhood, and she always knew that this was in him and all this. And I'm thinking, like, does she have some kind of special ability to help made him forget what he did as a kid? It seems that way. And then they end up going back to church. They had the radio man with them because she invited them. And he starts telling people their sins and tells them his own sin, and then asks to be baptized again by the minister there. And then when he dips his finger in the water and then touches his forehead, because that's how they baptized back then. Didn't fully submerge, which is my experience with baptism. I think this is more efficient. Dip your finger in the water, then make the cross and say the words. That's definitely more efficient. So yeah, that's better. But anyway, okay, so they do that, and everybody stands up and like starts volunteering to be baptized. But the minister, the guy, apparently that's the guy from the picture that I was talking about a few episodes back. That's the foster parent, which I don't know who. Like maybe he adopted him after the man that was killed by Brother Justin. I don't know. But he's suspicious because seeing that water, the holy water, turn to blood would make any minister suspicious. But that happened. And that's BJ's part of the story. And then Ben and Samson, they go out for a ride into the town, and they see a building that had the same symbol as the sigil on that ring and on the pendant that he has from the it's the Brothers of the Benevolent Order of the Templar. That's their name. He goes in there, he tries to talk to them, they pay him dust. This is like, I have a complaint about this. They show a mural with a picture of the tattooed man, the same one that Sophie saw, and the same one that Ben's been seeing in his visions. And this is his back tattoo with like trees or wheat, something on his back. And they show it to us, but they don't show in the characters actually seeing it. Samson doesn't see it, and Ben doesn't see it. So what was the point of that? We see that they missed that. That really didn't make any sense to me. And then they leave, and then someone is watching Ben through an upstairs window of the place where these the Order of the Templar is. And then Sophie and Jonesy are in town, and she ate something bad, so he went to go get her some ginger ale to soothe her stomach. And she has a vision of one of those Templar men saying to him, "Every prophet in her house," which I remember on one of the episodes, a few episodes back, someone else said that every prophet in their house. I still don't know what it means. I know she's coming into her own powers, that's for sure. But anyway, and then she's having issues with her mom. She's doing a reading when she gets back to this camp, and her mom is seeing all this negative stuff, and then she sees the client's daughter dying in her arms, and she had to tell her, so it was very disturbing. She's having a lot of issues with her mom, saying crazy things. She says her mom is losing it, so she sits there outside for some fresh air, quote unquote. And then Josie comes up, and she's listening to loud music, and then they start making out, but he says that he wants them to slow down because he wants to do it right. And she was like, it's different from before. He was like, you're different, I'm not. I can respect that. I am seeing this man as being a better man than everyone else in the show, basically. Except for Ben. I still don't know what's up with that. But and then Ben and the snake charmer herself, they get together finally, and they have a great time. Then he finally gets to sleep. So he before they get it in, he tells her, Ruthie, that's her name. He tells her that he's always seen Scudder, and that Scudder is trying to kill him in his dreams. That's how he feels. And then the bearded lady comes and tricks Ruthie, and to get her to come out so that Ben could be left alone, so that Lutz can get in there and read Ben's dream. And then when he does that, Scudder, I believe this is Scudder. This whole time, I have a hard time placing Scudder because he looks so different in everything. He looks different in the picture. He looks different in the diner. He looks different in the mine. He looks different in the cornfield that they see him in this time. All I know is they all have blonde hair. I guess that's the marker point for knowing who Scudder is. I'm not sure if Scudder and the guy with the tattoo are the same person, but they could be. They both have blonde hair, I think. Yeah, they both have blonde hair. I get it mixed up. Flashing lights is weird. Okay, so I think they're two separate people. But yeah, so he tells him that he's mine. Speaking about Ben, that's what Scudder said. He's mine. And then he's shocked. Let's look shocked, and then Ruthie comes back and kicks him out of the trailer. And then Let's goes and tells the management that Scudder spoke to him directly and that he knows that the boy is with them. And management said, of course he knows. And then he says, we'll find him. And when we find him, there'll be blood. And when Samson and Ben were driving into town, Samson told him that something bad happened in the old country between management and Scudder. So he said it was really bad, better than anyone could even think of. So yeah, so that is that of this episode. And it was very interesting. There was a lot of moving pieces, a lot of information in this episode. And I'm guessing they dumped it all in there because we still have 2 more episodes left. We only have 2 left. So I'm hoping that those episodes are just as full and informative and ties up some loose ends. Even though I know there's a second season of this show, I would like to tie up the mysteries of this season in this season. It would make more sense, especially since we had so much filler throughout the other episodes, that I'm hoping that we really get information. And I don't think that this will ruin it as long as they keep the stories going. I'd be more interested in the lives of the Carnies if they could, at the same time, develop the mystery of the magical elements, giving details without leading to confusion. Because right now, a lot of these episodes just lead to confusion and questions. So I'm hoping that they really give us more information in these last 2 episodes. But this one was a good one. And yeah, I'm back for episode 11. Thank you.